presentation is meant for hackers, but I've got some context on Livepeer too, which hopefully is interesting for you all. Cool. Woo. Who can help me with this thing? I got it. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. I'm going to tell you what is the Livepeer network. I'm going to tell you why and how you should build with Livepeer Studio, our gateway to the Livepeer network, and our Livepeer bounty. So none of you really care about the bounty, but I'll tell you what it is anyway. So I want to start off by saying Web3 is about utility. It's not about speculation. Lots of people here want to talk about DeFi and pumping NFTs, but I'm in Web3 and Livepeer's in Web3 because we really want to decentralize the rails of the internet, and we want to decentralize providing core internet utility to people. So Livepeer is one of the projects behind the Web3 Index. And the Web3 Index is a collective of Web3 infrastructure projects who've come together to report on demand-side fees being paid into their networks, which showcases real usage. So unlike DeFi indexes that weight listings based on market capitalization or TVL, the Web3 Index applies a fundamental index methodology. So underlying usage metrics are more accurate estimators of a network's intrinsic value. So the Web3 Index includes projects like Livepeer, obviously. It includes the Graph, which decentralizes search and query. It includes Arweave, which decentralizes storage, Helium, protocol for deploying and managing wireless networks, Akash, the world's first open source cloud. So really encourage you to pay attention to the Web3 Index. And the vision here is that one Web3 app will have to use a lot and should use a lot of Web3 technologies. And we're really excited to collaborate with other Web3 projects to really abstract away some of that complexity for developers to really encourage the next generation of fully decentralized applications. So what part of the internet is Livepeer decentralizing actually? It's decentralizing the provision of video infrastructure. And video is actually eating the internet. Video processing represents about 80% of all bandwidth on the internet, and an explosion of online video and demand for video is going to triple bandwidth consumption again in the next 5 years. And processing video to make it streamable is actually the most expensive form of compute on the web today. So how does video streaming work today? Broadcasters who want to deliver video to their audience, no matter where those users are, first have to transcode raw video into multiple formats and sizes to ensure the viewer has the best experience. Once video is transcoded, it then needs to go through a content delivery network and all of those forms to users on any device. And so today there are only a handful of cloud providers, primarily Amazon, Microsoft, Google, that can transcode and deliver live streaming video at scale. And the big providers know that small players simply don't have enough data centers around the world with enough processing power to compete for large-scale video streaming, allowing the big providers to overcharge for a commodity service. So how does Livepeer decentralize video? Video is transcoded by participants on the Livepeer network. Those node operators are called orchestrators, and they provide GPU capacity for transcoding. So usually if you're mining crypto, you probably have idle GPU capacity, and that, as it turns out, is the most important ingredient to process video. So using crypto economic incentives, Livepeer is a proof-of-stake protocol built on the Ethereum blockchain. We achieve the same technical outcomes without the high cost of maintaining centralized servers. And we share the rewards with a distributed network of node operators. So the Livepeer token is our reward mechanism for validating the Livepeer network and by doing the work of video transcoding. So our node operators earn inflationary LPT rewards, and they earn fees for doing transcoding. You can also buy Livepeer token, and if you don't want to run a node, you can delegate it to one of our 100 top-performing orchestrators. So definitely buy yourself some LPT, stake it, and earn inflationary rewards yourself. So Livepeer's decentralized infrastructure is, as you can tell, a more scalable and cost-effective solution to keep up with the rapid growth and demand for video on the web. It's a more scalable and cost-effective solution, and we end up being, the bottom line is we're about 10x cheaper than centralized services. So in red here, if you're running a Twitch-like application with 1,000 concurrent streams for a month, it's going to cost you about $300K on centralized Web 2 stack versus about $45K on a decentralized Web 3 stack. So this is a huge game changer if you're planning to build a video application for usage at scale. And so we've seen incredible growth on the Livepeer network over the last year. We're currently transcoding 2.7 million minutes of video a week, which is, pretty explosive growth, and we're really excited about what's coming. So why build with Livepeer? If you're not doing the hackathon, or if you know anyone who wants to start hacking in Web 3, even if you're a Web 2 company, that's currently using centralized services, you don't actually have to be a Web 3 coder to use video. It's really easy to port over whatever video processing you're using to Livepeer's video toolkit, which is on Livepeer Studio. And so other than this being really cool technology, there are a lot of really good reasons why you should be building on Livepeer. And so these are some of the things you can do on the Livepeer network. You can start a stream, you can upload a video, you can mint a video. So our API toolkit for developers includes our live streaming API, our video on demand API, and we also have a video minting SDK. We're also going to be open sourcing our broadcasting node infrastructure in the coming months, as well as our decentralized content delivery network as well. So Livepeer is all open source, and you'll be seeing more and more tools coming online soon. So why build with Livepeer? As I've talked about, the Web 2 walled garden is still a real problem, and why does Web 2 give developers and users on the internet a really bad deal? It comes down to the business model for the internet, as I've already talked about. So processing video is, again, the most expensive thing you need to do to use the internet. And just as an example, in 2008, YouTube had to sell to Google, and in 2014, Twitch had to sell to Amazon because they couldn't cover their infrastructure costs. And Twitch is still operating at a loss. And this is why internet companies have to monetize user data, is because they're trying to cover their infrastructure costs. And so these are just some examples of like the adverse outcomes that can happen in Web 2. There's a tweet from Vitalik in 2019 how YouTube took down the Ethereum roadmap. There have been a couple of instances in the last couple of months where Web3 creators have had their content taken down off of YouTube. You can get deplatformed from YouTube or Twitter, and you lose your following, you lose your content. And so with Web3, we're really excited about this stack that puts power back in the hands of users and their communities by giving developers the right tools so that they don't have to monetize users on their platform. Another really good example, people don't know about this, but Patreon has a locked-in agreement with Vimeo. So Vimeo is actually the video hosting platform for Patreon creators. Vimeo recently changed its business strategy and basically 40x'd 1 minute. Patreon video creators now, rather than paying $200 a month for hosting video on Vimeo, now have to pay upwards of $4,000 for hosting that video. So there are a lot of problems to be solved. These are some examples of projects that are currently using Livepeer's video infrastructure. We have Decentraland, which is one of the probably second largest, if not largest, metaverse project. We have Huddle01, which is a Web3 Zoom. Iris is a Web3 Instagram that uses Lens. We're having lots of experimentation at hackathons with Livepeer and Lens protocol. Some other examples. So we have a bounty, if you want to build the future of video, whether it's social, metaverse, or gaming applications to do decentralized video, tell your friends if they're not here in hacking. Apply for Livepeer. We're here in the Discord channel if you're signed up as a hacker. Casey Ahmed, who's a co-founder of Learn Web3, DAO, which is an amazing onboarding platform for Web3, local Toronto dude. He's here as a Livepeer ambassador talking to hackers in the Dome. Check it out. Join our Discord. Thank you.